What's up, Coach?
Okay, you're going to run with the starters tonight. We want to give you a look with the first unit, see how it goes.
What about...
No, I already talked to him. We're going to do what's best for the team, which means you have got to perform. You earned this spot, but it's up to you if it sticks.
I got you. I won't take anything for granted.
Make this count, Jay.
Will do. Understood.
Hey, good luck out there, kid.
Hey, thanks, Sarge. I appreciate you.
Hey, Jay.
What's
I
up?
need you with the rest of the starters. We're going to take a pic for social.
A picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's go. All right, gentlemen, let's huddle up here for photo. Get all in there. All right, group up a little bit more. Okay, why don't you guys take a big step back? That look good? Okay. All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you,
That was
appreciate
great.
it.
Thank you so much. That turned out really well.
Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. The Cleveland Cavaliers against the Knicks in New York. And the Knicks going through a bit of a rough stretch. It's been a rough ride for them so far. We're a decent ways into the season now and they're still stuck on one win. They've got nowhere to go but up. At least they can say that much. And we've got a chance to watch one of the hotter rookies in the league. Che's been a fantastic find for this team, Shaq.
Yeah, a lot of people expected Che to be eased into action, but no. His fast start has turned heads, and he's earned every minute.
Well, Che had the poise that rarely you see out of rookies. And those years at the Bay City, where he was refining his game, he's hitting the ground running.
That wraps it up for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later.
Che.
And a view of the skyscrapers of Midtown Manhattan from high above the East River here in New York City. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. And here's what Cleveland's schedule is looking like. On Wednesday, they're off to Miami to face off with the Heat. Then on Friday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis. And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, most everyone is familiar with Che's incident at Bay City, leaving the squad before a tournament game to protest the treatment of a teammate. It was a big debate at the time, but Che still feels it was the right decision. Like it or not, he's a man of principle. Guys?
David, thanks for that. You know, Che, no stranger to controversy.
And I can see the reasoning from both sides. I don't think Che tries to be a lightning rod for controversy, but he doesn't shy away from it either.
And a look at the starters for the Cavaliers. Garland and Sexton man the backcourt. Porter is out there with G. And it's Drummond in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for New York, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Smith is out there with Barrett. And it's Harkless in at the 3. Of course, for some players now in their second seasons, you can tell just how big the jump is between that first year and their second year in the league.
I think, Kevin, it's probably the single biggest growth opportunity. One of the things that happens is the game slows down for second-year players. Very rarely do you see a guy take a step backwards. They're comfortable, they're more confident, and they know what to expect. This guy reads situations so well, and he knows how to execute.
Big man who was forgotten about during free agency, Randall could be an impact player for the Knicks.
The Knicks missed out on the marquee names they were after, but Randall should give them great production for quite some time. Not a huge name, but a young talent that can help this team.
Here's James. Drummond trying to get himself free. It's good on the putback.
Pursues the offensive glass with purpose. Drummond knows who he is, and boy, does he attack it.
Barrett with the ball. Some nice passing by New York here. And the pass to Smith. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Boy, you have to absorb the bump on the jump shot, and Dennis Smith Jr. still able to deliver. That is not easy, folks.
Kicks it out to James. And now just over a minute played here in the first. And Drummond throws it down.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
Down low, Randall. No good that time. Good D by Drummond. Here's James, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, you knew it was a matter of time before this team made the adjustment. Shea now officially a starter for them going forward.
And being a starter wasn't handed to Shea. And the fact that he had to fight his way up the pecking order of the roster should make this mean all that much more to him. Easy call to move him into the starting lineup and how he's playing.
Harkless on the wing. Pulls up from the corner. Rebound Andre Drummond.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Floats it up for James. Randall with some nice D. For New York, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got his 4th rebound in this one. James, the pass to Porter. James in the post. Covered by Smith. Kept alive. Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
With a large frame and a willingness to get physical, Drummond's a relentless rebounder.
Smith surveying the D. Randall. And it's sent back by Drummond. James outside. Here's Sexton. Second chance shot. And James gets it to go.
And the D getting outwork there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
Greg, you have got to put a body on somebody. We talk about it ad nauseum, but you've got to be disciplined with the box out.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home club just couldn't pull out the win.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
Well, you have to believe the coaching staff made that a point of emphasis. Better aggressiveness, better intensity on the backboards.
Just 5 to shoot. And it's a 2 from Smith. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it. Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Inside. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Beginning to take charge of this game. This could be a crucial point.
Well, working hard, building out a small lead, but you can't afford any kind of letdown here.
Selected 9th overall in the 2012 draft, Drummond's carved out a nice NBA career for himself.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. As we get a break in the action, let's take a peek at the team's scoring leaders. The Cavaliers, number 1.
I mean, it's an exciting brand of basketball that they're playing. They've got such deadly weapons. Teams have had a heck of a time trying to slow them down.
Robinson misses. The Cavaliers leading by 8.
Well, the Knicks knew that offense would be an area for improvement coming into the season.
Well, Greg, they were dead last in offense in several metrics last year, most notably field goal percentage. So some of it is personnel, some some of it is shot selection.
New York calls timeout.
What I love about Colin Sexton, guys, is he's super aggressive. He knows speed and athleticism are his advantage, and he makes great use of both of those things.
And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for James.
And right now, he's in one of those grooves where he has a tremendous feel for the game. His assist numbers these past 5 look a lot different than from the rest of the season. And by different, I mean better.
Smith outside. Down low. Outside for Randall. Solid as a rock from 20 feet away. Randall's got 5 now. And the 8th pick back in 2018, Sexton with all the physical tools, Doris, you look for at the point guard position.
Yes, Kevin, but like most young players, there is still a lot to learn for Colin. Some of his vets were not shy about saying that early on. This young man has got time. He's got to put his head down and go to work.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Sexton. He's getting around 16 points a game, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. And with his great passing, he's been a catalyst for their offense, often seeing plays even before they materialize.
There's no doubt about that. Great anticipation, excellent peripheral vision. His talents are really shining through.
New York moving it around. Back to Randall. And Randall throws it down.
Well, just tremendous awareness from Dennis Smith Jr. Recognizing a teammate is open, let me make the game easy for him.
Lays it up and banks it in. James has got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for New York. 8-point game. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
Yeah, I mean, hard time shooting the rock in that one. But they also didn't give themselves the best look.
I think, Greg, even when you get quality looks, there was an inability to stay consistent. It is hard to win on a cold shooting night in today's NBA. The scoring is just too good.
To the paint. Here's Randall. Here's Harkless. Those 3 pointers off the mark. The Cavaliers leading by 8. Drummond finds Porter. He's looking for James and finds him.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team second and third opportunities to score the ball.
James has gone 3 of 6 from the floor. To the inside and finished off by Robinson.
Dennis Smith Jr., you want more of this. Find your open teammate and make sure you put it on time.
Here's Porter. Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got 5 assists in the game.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Pass to Smith. It's over Garland. Smith, no luck. And here are the Cavaliers now. 10-point lead. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
Smith outside. At the elbow, Randall. With the floater. Second chance effort. Oh, and he pops it off the glass. Wow. Tries yet again. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Here's James, and the dunk by James.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit, Greg, for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
And James picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. A different look for New York. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Bobby Portis comes in for Randall. And Damian Dotson subbed in for Harkless. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Love checked in for Drummond.
We know this. When Dennis Smith Jr. starts to roll offensively, he can rain it down from three-point territory.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
To the middle. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Well, you combine size, aggression, and toughness, and you get Taj Gibson. My goodness, nicely done.
James, the bounce. Oh, whoa!
doubt. Love can finish with authority like that more than you think he can.
And Mr. Reliable, Kevin Love, is a nightly double-double in this league.
That's right, Kevin, and it's because he reads the ball incredibly well. He knows where it's coming off the rim. And then on the offensive end, such a versatile scoring threat, right? He can get his points inside, he can go outside, you name it, Kevin Love's got it.
Back to Dotson. Down low, there's Portis, and Portis throws it down.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Right. You could see on that possession, one side playing with a little desperation, the other side losing focus.
Knicks trail by 14, and Garland comes to help. Here's Ntilikina. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Passes it to Portis. Gibson up top. Clock at 4. No good that time. Cavaliers go the other way with him.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
And there's... Drummond kicks to Sexton. He's looking for James and finds him. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
Well, that's an example of using both vision and playmaking ability to find the open teammate. Sexton is a quality floor general.
On the court for Cleveland, they've got Porter. G is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Colin Sexton. And it's Love. And at the 3, the small forward. And out of bounds. The Cavaliers will take it.
And let's take a look at the numbers for James. First in scoring, first in steals, and he's a devastating finisher on the inside. The best field goal percentage in the league.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. Number 1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. Cleveland leading by 10. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season we thought the Knicks' cornerstone player was Kristaps Porzingis. But the player and the team fell out of love with each other, and the Knicks traded him to Dallas. The draft picks and cap space freed them up for a wild summer, led by the drafting of rookie R.J. Barrett in the draft. Now New York has one of the more drastically revamped rosters in the league. Kevin, there's a lot to be excited about going forward in the Big Apple.
Big moves indeed, David. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Porter against Smith. Clock at 6. He kicks it to Randall. And the rejection by James. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Randall. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
You don't like to count on points from your reserves, but they had some hot hands coming off the bench.
When you get that kind of a complete effort, that's a game you're going to win far more often than not.
Randall left side. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And a breakout season for Julius Randle in 2018-19. Averaged close to 20 and 10, delivering on the talent that saw him taken 7th overall back in 2014.
And they double up James to the inside. Porter. That's it, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Tipped away. Out left of the wing. No one near Randall as he lets it go. New York, no good that time either. Greg, the Lakers allowed Julius Randle to leave in restricted free agency in 2018 so they could preserve some of their cap space.
I mean, his defense still lags behind, but offensively, well, he is special. The lefty, tough to deal with inside.
Smith in the post, defended by Sexton. Robinson left side. Back to Harkless. 5 to shoot. He doesn't hit that one. Good D from Love.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far. It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
And Greg, you know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
And his defense, so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort. You see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Smith against Love. To halt the run, and it's Smith missing. Cleveland leading by 21. James with it. Robinson picks him up, and James throws it down.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
New York calls timeout. We've always been wowed by the athleticism in the NBA, but it seems to be becoming even more athletic. And certain guys get it done, Doris, in different ways.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of examples, Kev, of guys who don't have or are not blessed with incredible athleticism, but who have found a way to be successful. Nikola Jokic is a first-team NBA player who plays very much below the rim. And then you look at certain shooters who can affect the game. J.J. Redick, he is impossible to guard because he's one constant stream of movement. So, listen, if you have great skill for your position, without athleticism, you can still find a way to have a job in this NBA.
Smith dishes to Randall. Kicks it to Barrett. Shot from a low block. And James pulls it down.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's just been one of those games, and they need to find a way to turn it around before it gets completely away from them.
The basket good off the assist from Sexton. And that's 20 points for G.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Smith, the pass to Barrett, over Porter, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Barrett's got 5.
Showing improvement in that aspect of his game. Barrett wants to get better firing off the catch.
Floats it up for James. Drummond trying to get himself free. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. Barrett the pass to Randall. Count it, good. 12 points for him.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
1:56 left to play here in the half. And they double up James. Pass to Sexton. And another 3 for Cleveland.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
Outside for Randall. Trying to get open is Robinson. Randall no good. And it's Love with the ball for Cleveland. Nice shot by James.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
We've got 1:13 left in the first half of basketball. Smith against Porter. Outside for Randall. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Harkless. No good on the triple.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Now, here's Barrett, guarded by Porter. And they get it. And it's sent back by Drummond.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got assist number 11 for him here tonight. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Over to the wing. Here's Randall. From outside, off the mark.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
And it's Drummond missing.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
Porter outside. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half.
Thanks very much, Che. You've had no problem creating both for yourself and for your teammates. What's allowed you to have so much success at the offensive end?
Hey, G.A., I've just been trying to keep our momentum and tempo, where we want it. Get as many easy transition scores as we can. When we don't stand still, things open up.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been a clinic out there by James.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
Oh, his power is unbelievable. An intimidating force when he's at his best.
It's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Barrett is out there with Dennis Smith. And it's Harkless in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now. Smith drives in. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
And when you look at the Cavs last season, Doris, a very young team after having been the oldest team in the league the prior season.
And, Greg, it makes sense, doesn't it? You're trying to develop players, whether it's for your team or to try to put together a trade package in the future. You're hoping ultimately to gain value through that process and through the draft. But it takes time.
Lennox shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. He hits the 2nd from the line. And with the way Mitchell Robinson can protect the rim, Doris, there's a lot to like about that second-round pick.
Yeah, on draft day, Mitchell Robinson flew under the radar, but he had a great summer league. He got tremendous minutes early as a rookie. This is a great leaper, a great shot blocker, always something teams can use, both of those attributes.
Open shot, Randall. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big-time effort. Porter looking it over. Back to James. Stolen by Robinson. Smith the pass to Harkless. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Now, here's Garland. Covered by Smith. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. The 3 ball. Harkless controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Yeah, just a fantastic job to stay with the play and just not give up. Excellent effort on the offensive backboard.
And they double up James. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And it's 7 points for Colin Sexton. For New York, they've gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Smith the pass to Harkless. Here's Smith. Fires for 3. A 3-pointer is right on target. Smith's got 17 now.
There is so much to Dennis Smith and his game. The step back, the spot up, you name it, the total package offensively.
And Cleveland with another turnover here. Let's quickly now take a peek at the league leaders in blocks. You look at James, 2nd in the NBA, a great defender.
There aren't going to be many nights when you don't see him affect the game with his shot blocking ability.
A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Now here's Harkless. Smith outside. The pass to Barrett. over Garland. It's rebounded by Cleveland. James has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. And a wide open look for Porter. Offensive rebound. Drummond finds James. Knocked loose. And they double up James. Shot clock at 6. Floats it up for James. That shot off. No good on the shot. Some solid defense from Robinson. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Knicks. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
Well, the coach loves this kind of ball movement. Anytime you create something inside the free throw line, you know it's a good look.
Right side, Porter. Back to James. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Smith dishes to Randall. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Taj Gibson's checked in for New York. The Knicks have converted 7 of 11 free throw attempts up to this point in the game. And that one misses. Well, you knew it was going to take some time for Kevin Knox, but Greg, at the end of last season, he began to show flashes of what he could do.
You could almost see the game starting to slow down for him about halfway through the season. Consistency is something all rookies struggle with, but it hit Knox especially hard. Fortunately, that is something that passes with time.
Exum finds James. Now here's Love. That one goes in. Love's got 10 points.
See, I like when Kevin Love goes to his high percentage game on the interior. He has the size, he has the touch.
To the paint, here's Knox. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Here's James. Lays it up off the glass. James has got 28 points for the game.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Greg, to me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Sexton, he's checked in for Exum. Cleveland's gone 6 of 10 from three-point range, up over 50% for the ball game. Nice shot by James.
Well, you love that they've been able to rely on him time and time again. You love the effort here late.
Ntilikina passes to Randall, and Randall throws it down.
It's so obvious Ntilikina is a pass-first point guard. This guy is an exceptional passer with very good vision.
Inside, Drummond, and another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. And so it's Cleveland, leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Well, we have...
George ends up going with the new group. On the court for Cleveland, Exum is out there with Murray. Then it's G, then there's Bell. And it's Osman in at the small forward.
Got to credit the defense. They found a way to stop him, and that's never an easy task.
Here's James. He can't get that one. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Pass to Dotson. Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league, for so many years. When he retires, and we're approaching that date, Who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Well, probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, you know, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the Finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
Harkless kicks to Smith. Tries to save it. Passes it to Dawson. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Gibson. Nails it from a high post.
And Gibson always has had a solid mid-range game. You can't let him get comfortable from that spot.
James, the pass to Austin. Back to James. Knicks with the rebound. Portis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Smith. Misses off the left iron. And so James will bring it up for the Cavaliers. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Clearly a foul.
Free throw good, James. Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have two candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
Cleveland's got a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the 4th.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Cleveland.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Well, definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for G.
Boy, I think you could pick about any area of this basketball game and feel like he excelled in it. He was a dominant figure at both ends of the floor and finishes with a triple-double. What an unbelievable performance.
Here's Ntilikina, and good that time.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
And the dunk by James.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork, GA. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Gibson looking it over, so we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
The way they controlled the game, they just completely took the crowd out of it. How to get it done on the road.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
And we welcome you back. I'm Ernie Johnson.
Hey, Shaq here. From one playmaker to another, I have to ask, What did you see on the floor tonight that made you a distributor as much as a scorer?
Well, you know how it is for us creative type, Shaq. We're going to make something out of anything you give us. If you take away my opportunity to score, I'm going to beat you with a pass. Once you adjust to that, I go back looking for mine. The main thing is to avoid predetermination. I want to see what you do defensively, then I'm going to react off that.
Well, you're reacting very excellent.
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us.
Nice work, Che. Keep it up. Appreciate it, Coach.
Hey, good game, bro.
Appreciate it, son.
Che, talk to me about your first start. How did it feel out there? You looked like you were pretty comfortable.
Oh, man, it's so dope. You know, it's always been a dream of mine to be a starter in the NBA. Yeah, it feels good, man. I just hope I can build on this, you know, and string together a bunch of good games. Because honestly, for me, sky's the limit. And I feel like I don't have a ceiling right now. There's no pinnacle.
Che, do any moments from tonight stand out to you? Something you'll remember years from now?
Man, that's a good question. I guess just, you know, that feeling of having your name announced with the rest of the starters. Feeling the vibe that the fans are putting out and taking in all that energy. It got me hyped. I felt like I could run through a brick wall after that. It was crazy.
You guys have a pretty nice win streak going on, but I'm wondering if there's anything you can improve on. How do you keep pushing yourself when the team is finding so much success?
That's a good question, Patty. To me, my motivation is all internal. And I want to be the best player I can be. Actually, I want to be the best player in the league, to be honest. So, whether or not we're winning, that doesn't matter to me. I'm going to work on my game just as hard no matter what. Hey, what's up, Levi?
Hey, check.
Hey, Che, what's going on, man?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm Ronnie from 2K.
Yeah, I know you're on from social.
Oh, I appreciate it. Do you mind if I have a seat?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. It's all good.
Yeah, you know, Coach always wants me to join these things. I know you're new to the team, so he wanted me to kind of sit with you. How are things going?
Oh, man, it's good. No complaints.
Yeah, joining the league has been fun and everything?
It's fun. It's cool.
It's awesome. You know, I hang out with a lot of players. I'm always, you know, trying to give the advice that I can from the 2K perspective and always sharing it. You know, I'm really good friends with Harrison Barnes, actually.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew I was at his wedding.
Nah, it would be kind of weird if I knew that.
I guess. I feel like everybody should know that. All these players want to talk ratings with me, and it's always a lot of fun. You know, I don't know if you get the chance to go to an NBA player's wedding, but you gotta go to an NBA player's wedding. It's like out of this world. It's crazy. You'd have so much fun. I mean, there's kids waiting to try to get into this wedding. Like there were kids trying to break in. The food was out of this world.
The kids, they get in?
The kids, no. Security tried to keep them away. They were too short. You know, we had a strict policy where they had to be this tall to get in.
How was the food?
The food was all right. The food was good. But I thought his wife was going to kill me because I had to explain ratings to 40 NBA players who are in this thing, and it was wild. And the whole time I'm sitting up there, I'm thinking about how do I get my dog into this wedding?
Oh, you got a dog?
Yeah. He got a follower on social media. Still cute. Sophie_meets_world. Sophie, great follow. Sophie, definitely got to follow Sophie. You have to actually follow as many dog Instagram accounts as you can. I love it.
You guys ready to